Well, hello everybody. I don't hear myself. Am I? I'm good. Okay.
Okay, I
Am
can hear you.
All right. How's everybody's weekend?
Hey, it was interesting. So definitely we have quite a few things to talk about.
Right.
Once again, I'm Darius. Welcome to
Our podcast. This is Onika, aka Miss Kinky.
Absolutely.
And I'm Kim, and this is KOD.
Yes.
Pour
Pour me
some
some more.
KOD. Yeah.
Pour me some more KOD.
Yeah.
I am ready tonight.
Ooh,
I am
she's
crunk. I'm
ready.
I have so much to talk about.
We would like to thank the folks that checked out the podcast from last week. That was our
yes.
inaugural one, so
Right.
our first one. So we need to thank those.
Yes,
Share.
most definitely. I did get some feedback from some of my friends. I did share it a lot on Facebook. I shared it on Instagram as
Right.
well.
I saw that.
And also, and I'm not gonna lie, I did watch it a couple of times myself.
Did you watch it?
No,
Me either.
you know why?
Why?
Because I recorded
You know what you
it.
said?
I
You know what
recorded
you
it.
said?
I don't need to
I didn't watch it
masturbate and
either.
watch myself talk about something I talked about last week. I don't need to do that.
I don't know. I started watching it. I don't even know why I didn't finish.
You fell
it.
asleep because you
No.
fell asleep.
I have too many children.
Oh, I understand.
That's my excuse for everything.
I understand.
So I started to watch it and I probably got distracted with something else and then I didn't finish it and I went back and didn't finish it, but I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch it tonight and then I'll be able to.
It's just, and like I said earlier, off camera, what I was saying, I watched it myself because I wanted to
Critique yourself.
yeah,
what you
figure
like
out,
and like.
you know, what I might need to change and what, you know, so, but it was good. I got a lot of good feedback. Of course, a couple of people already want to be guests.
Yeah, a couple of my friends want to be guests too.
They
who
want to
I
be
think
guests.
would be
hosts.
interesting.
Yeah, it would be. It would be,
Right.
and that's something that we will talk about.
Right.
And one of the things that I told them is like, we just started, so we're just trying to get
The
things
feel of
going,
everything.
and
Right.
then of course maybe that is something that we could discuss later.
Yeah,
Right.
and we will
I think
have
it'll be
guests.
fun.
We'll have
I
I
guests.
think it'll be fun.
We will.
One of the
Yes.
things, which was really funny to me, that I was told that we needed a heterosexual male on here.
I don't think so.
No.
Me neither.
No.
I was
Why?
like, we already have 3 different perspectives.
Right.
So
And
why
I
we-
don't feel like fighting somebody that might be coming out or going through that bullshit. I don't.
But why? Why did they have a reason of why they got-
and if that case, if we need a heterosexual male to be on the show, then we'll need a heterosexual female on the show, which I don't believe exists.
I am.
Oh,
I am.
gosh, here we
What you should have said, well, then we're going to need a lesbian on the show.
Yeah.
Right,
You
then
just
we'll
threw
need that.
shade, talking
Then
about
we'll
we need
need-
a heterosexual
Then
woman.
we'll need a
I'm a heterosexual
transgender.
woman.
Then we'll need a transgender on the
All
show
right, so
to
Kim-
recommend to represent them.
No,
Then
no.
where does it end?
Right.
I know.
But
So
did
what-
they give a reason why?
Well, they just thought that it'll bring about a different perspective because it's 2 gay guys and 1
But you're
female.
still a man.
I know, that's right. That's what I said.
Remember, y'all don't let
But
me
they
call
see
y'all
people
sis.
forget that though. They forget
I
that we
know.
have penises
Did you
and
tell them
we
you're
have
not a sis,
testicles.
you're a
I-
man?
But they forget that.
I know, right?
Right.
And we'll talk about that later because I want to mention, yes, some people forget that I am a man.
Right.
And it was stated last
Yeah.
week that we both have penises,
Yeah.
and I experienced a little bit of gay bashing this weekend.
Really?
The day after my birthday, and I was just like. Okay, but at least remember, one of the things is I am in a place of peace and no one's going to interrupt that, and I will not allow it to happen.
Was it from a family member or a friend? Or
It was-
quote unquote friend.
It was actually, I was at an event and I was just talking, and this guy just like, he got all mad for some reason. I'm just talking, and he was like, faggot! And I was like, okay. And my friend
He got mad because you were talking and he called you a faggot.
Yeah, just call me a faggot. And my
He
friend
probably wanted to fuck.
that's
He was probably just trying to get your attention, get a rise out of you or something, and then
Hey.
later on he would have had you bent over.
you know. No, ma'am.
He got red hair.
By the way, oh no, he's not.
No, if they had red hair, that would be me.
If he had red hair, oh no, that would have been me
No,
too. If
but
he
he
would have
did.
red hair, it would have been on and popping, okay?
Right.
But no, it's just, it's really funny because people do, like, I am in such a place of peace that I cannot let anyone interrupt it, like I've said before. And one of the things is my friends came to my defense and they were like, oh, I was like, no, you know what? Don't even worry about it. He's got the problem. I don't have the problem. I am sure of myself. But back in the day,
you would have drugged him?
Let me tell you, that wig would have been split. Because don't get it twisted, okay?
You are always in the corporate America.
Yes. I am truly a man. Don't.
People often forget that gay people know how to fight. We've been fighting as kids.
Don't even know me. Just passing by, listening to me talking, was like, faggot. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Right. You're the one that has the problem, sir, not me.
Oh, I'm so glad I went there. Yeah. I would have been calling my mama. You have a collect call. That's just not right.
And it's so funny because, like we talked about the transgenders last week. Mm-hmm. And it is true. There are a lot of ignorant people out there who are just so, so unhappy with themselves. Right. That they just can't see anybody else happen. Yeah. And everybody was like apologetic, and so I'm like, don't apologize for him. He's the one that needs to apologize. Right. But first of all, he needs to figure out what's going on in his life to make himself better and not be afraid of me. Because see, I am me every day. Yeah. Every day. I mean, I'm not going to change for anybody. By the way, I forgot to mention, we were supposed to talk about a disclaimer before the show. Remember, people, this is not the Parkers. This is not Baby Shark. This is us, okay? And I'm not talking about the TV show on NBC either. This show is about us, and the opinions expressed here are not of the Expand network that we are part of. It is our own opinions. And we are going to say some things that may shock you, may offend you.
And I don't give a damn.
I know. And the funny thing is I have
Kim, you care?
Do you care, Kim?
Do it look like I care?
Oh, because I don't.
Yes.
I don't give a damn.
But go ahead. You know what? Can we talk about what happened with your friends this weekend? Because
yes, well, it's not my friend, but I was tagged in the post. It's my Facebook friend. And what happened, from what I read, is that they were in an Uber. They're a gay couple, and they were kissing in the back, and the Uber driver kicked them out of the Uber. And just
all that is photographed, videotaped, right?
The Uber? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have cameras. They have to.
So is there rules? I don't know. I don't know about Uber. I rode in an Uber, but I don't know the rules, because it is their personal car. So I don't know. Are they allowed to just kick people out at any time, or how does that work?
Yeah, from what I understand, for Uber and Lyft as well, there is to be no sexual contact with the driver or any passengers in the vehicle, but sexual contact.
So a kiss.
It's kind of arbitrary, but a kiss is, they are, according to the guidelines, and of course, I had to Google it and look it up,
But do you think that would happen if it was a woman and a man?
I don't think so, because that is one of their guidelines as well, is to not discriminate based on sexual orientation, race, color, creed, like the Title IX.
But God forbid you put this person out. What if they would have been robbed or beaten or anything? Is the Uber driver reliable, or that's just...
Yeah, so from my understanding, well, I read another one whereas they are actually suing him, and he actually got his license suspended, and he's not driving for Uber. So I don't know if that's the same story.
No, this was a lady driver.
This was a female driver. And this story that I read, because I've read another one, I was trying to find out so this was another story that took place, or
this is something must be different.
Okay,
but this wasn't local.
Oh, okay, I thought it was local.
No.
But so yeah, the thing is with the community guidelines is that there can't be any sexual contact, but the driver themselves cannot they can't put them out of the car or refuse a ride because of their sexual orientation or gender as well. So I think the one that I read, the story that I read, it's under investigation for one, and then his license got suspended to drive, or he got suspended from Uber, but he also got suspended from his license for cab driving in New York because it was two ladies. It was these two lesbians who were kissing, and it was just a peck on the cheek, and he threw them out of the car. And so as a result of that, they, Uber shut him down. He can't drive for Uber.
That's good.
And then on top of that, he got his license suspended in New York City. He can't even drive taxis. So, and that's until they clear everything up. What was the story? So you saw the story that she saw?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
No, but I don't use Uber or Lyft.
Oh, I
No?
use
Now, I've ridden in both, but I was with other people when I went into it. So I don't call Ubers and Lyft. I don't even really ride in taxis. I ride a bicycle or I use the public transit system. In whatever city, I'm gonna get around and I don't have to deal with that, and I ain't trying to go in nobody's place and publicly do what I do privately. I'm not into that. That's not my scene. But that is some people's scene, and maybe that's what that was all about. But I'm not trying to go out and create something just for it to be viral and go and oh I'm famous now that I got my ass whipped over some bullshit that I started.
But what do you feel? I mean,
I don't really feel it's discrimination. Now keep in mind as I'm talking about this, I haven't read it.
Right. Well, how are they starting anything by displaying affection because it was two men and they know that?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gay as all get out.
Right.
But I don't have to. I'm not big on
PDA.
public display. I'm not. If I'm with somebody, hopefully they'll be near me. We can hold hands. I can say, "Hey, babe, go over there and get that," or whatever the hell. But I don't need to justify that I'm in a relationship by all this kissing and hugging. In fact, I feel the opposite when I see it. I feel that when people do that, they shit in trouble.
Are you saying that not just for gay people, but also straight people?
Everybody.
So,
and people that post all over Facebook, oh, my babe did this, she did that, he did that.
That's one thing I don't do.
Oh, I love you so much, babe.
Yeah.
Something is wrong in that relationship.
Not often. And
To me,
there's
it
a lot
is.
of, I agree with that to
Yeah.
a certain extent, because there's a lot of people that put on for social media to paint this pretty picture when everybody know, like, sis, we know he cheat. Sis, we know you don't know who your baby daddy is.
I'd have fucked him.
We know, right. But, and another thing, I feel like you shouldn't post everything on social media because you open that door for other people. If a woman see this man taking you to Europe and buying you Prada bags, this and that, what you think she thinking? Oh, he'll do it for me too. And see, I know my temper and I'm going to bust up on their head, so I might as well just don't even post.
bustle to the white meat girl.
Nothing when it comes to, if I post something that wrong about me, it's something so petty.
Yeah.
But I would never post bags and jewelry and
It's a
because
problem.
they make them
It's a problem in the
hoes be like,
relationship.
They're thirsty.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
And they
They're
need that
thirsty.
gratification, and social media happens to bring it to them when in their own personal life they don't have it. So, with that being said, about everybody, I feel a certain way about public display of affection. I don't mind a kiss or anything. Maybe y'all getting married or something. Maybe y'all on a getaway. You somewhere by yourself, kind of secluded.
Right.
You show some love out like that.
But
I don't
tucking
need
each
to
other
do it.
down
I don't
and
need
all
to
that.
do that
See,
all the time.
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't need to do it all the time.
PDA bothers you? It don't bother me.
It doesn't bother me, but I think that so for me personally, I think part of it is because of the stigma behind gay or heterosexual or homosexual relationship. So for me, it is when I was with someone, which was a bad
Flashback.
flashback, yes. When I was with someone, they didn't like it, and of course, I also kind of felt like let's keep it, private, because this is something that we do at home, but outside not so much because of the stigma behind it. People will bash you.
It's not that I'm scared. It's just that.
Well, not for you, but for me personally, I didn't really do it unless I felt like I was in a safe space,
But that's even sad that you even have to think like that.
It is. It
That's
honestly
crazy.
is.
In 2020,
you should be able to share your affection for your mate, no matter if they're it's the same sex or not, without having to be ridiculed.
Right.
And but for me personally, I try not to do it because it's something inside of me that I've had to deal with for years. Because one of the things, it was hard enough for me coming out of the closet, so to speak. But to also share my affection or show my affection to my mate in front of others, it's just a difficult thing because based on what I've seen happen in the past. I mean, and that's one thing also I wanted to mention. my sexuality does not define me. And that's the problem with some of these people, like the guy who called me a faggot the other day, is like, that's just only a part of me. You don't even know me.
Right.
You don't even know what I've been through. But plus, you don't know what kind of battle that I am currently facing when you say things like that. Because, see, I could have went off and bust you in your motherfucking head.
Right.
You know?
And I'd have been coming right behind you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, sis. I appreciate that. See, I can call you sis, but you can't call me sis. But yeah, that's what people don't understand.
But you shouldn't even be that brave to say that out. To me, that's just
In
like
public.
if someone would have came up to one of us and just say nigger.
Yeah.
But people do that though.
But you
it's
should
a
not be
common
that
thing.
brave and that bold to do
But
that.
they are, and
There are
it's
consequences
because of the
behind that.
environment in America that we live in. And
Yeah.
and you know, a friend of mine told me, as we're living in this time where everybody's all bold and brazen to say whatever the fuck that's on their mind right now. It's an environment to separate and divide people. But I honestly don't believe that everybody feels that way internally. But that just happened to you. They'll say other things. They'll say it after you pass or whatever. You just got to be comfortable in who you are. Not saying that you aren't. I'm not saying that.
No.
But you also don't want to get arrested and get locked up by bashing somebody in the damn head.
You know that's right.
Yeah.
So,
At the end of the day, you do have to pick your battles.
You have to say, right. You have to say,
Is it really worth it? Right.
Is this
Right.
worth it?
But see,
Do I want
man,
to
I
be
don't
locked up
think-
in Lee County Jail?
I don't
Yeah.
think I black out when I get mad.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I take it back to having that inner peace and having that respect for myself and knowing myself that I know that I don't have to deal
Right.
with that. You're the one that has the
Ooh, I
problem,
can't wait
sir.
till I get there. I can't wait
It's
till I
coming.
get there.
It's coming.
It's
You
coming.
know what? I tell you what, Onika.
Because I pop off and ask questions later. I came a long way now. I have
Yeah.
came a long. Anybody
Yeah.
that knows me, that
Yeah.
grew up with me, they would say, "Neat, you came a long way." But disrespect, that takes me to a whole hood.
It's just
ratchetness.
And it does not always come from somebody outside. It can come from blood. Your family.
That is so true.
Your
And
family.
I was watching our video last week, and I was thinking about that too,
Yeah.
as to what we were talking about when coming out to your family. Sometimes it's not a good thing. I can tell you, and my family is watching this. They will be watching this. When I first came out, it was a difficult situation between myself and my family. But one of the things is I actually came out over the radio station to like everybody.
What, you called in or you were?
I
on the
called
show?
in because I was pissed off.
So you want to make them mad? You know you want to make them.
I'm going to tell you why I was so pissed off. There was a lady, and this, if you don't mind me talking about it, Kim, because I know it's the old radio station that you work for.
Right.
We won't even name it.
Right. It's
but-
best not we do.
Yeah.
Do that.
But anyway.
Because it ain't about them.
It's not about them. It was about me at the time. But anyway, it was a lady that called in prior to myself and was like, God made Adam and Eve and not Adam and Steve. It says it in the Bible. I'm like, where? Okay, first. You know,
Where, sis?
yeah,
Where?
yeah.
Show me.
And so I called because I was a little pissed about her statement, but also that radio station was playing this ad, and I know they didn't know any better. And then a lot of people, the ignorance is there for everyone. But they played a commercial, and a commercial where a guy got drunk, and he had sex with his best friend. And he was calling the HIV hotline because he didn't know what to do, and he was scared. He was like, I was just drunk and I didn't know.
We were just fooling around.
We were just fooling around, yes. I was so pissed at that commercial because it made it seem like every gay guy out there had AIDS or HIV, and that is not the case. That is not the case, and it made it look bad for gay people. So when I called, and I talked about that lady first, and I said, and that damn commercial that y'all be playing. And I explained that, and then the host of the show was like, sir, is it safe to say that you're homosexual? And I paused for one quick second, and I said, yes, I am a homosexual. And of course, my voice is somewhat distinctive.
Right. So your mom was home reading her Bible. Where it says, you You should not be gay. It's an abomination.
Yeah.
She almost died. She had to call all the ushers. She called the pastor to pray over you.
But
She
actually,
sent you to count.
it was kind of like that, but not really. My grandmother, God rest her soul, just got diagnosed with cancer, lung cancer. But do you know that wasn't the big story? The big story was Darius came out on the radio as being gay, and I was like, what?
You embarrassed her. How dare you?
My mom. Actually, the funny thing is, my mom knew 5 years prior, but she
Parents
never said
always
anything.
know.
They do.
She
They
younger than
always
that.
know. Young, she been knew.
Oh yeah,
And she
then-
had to act shocked for the church people.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah. Well, my mom wasn't really big in church at the time, but it was the rest of the family that just found out because they were like, oh, "Did you hear that Darius on the radio station?" And then my aunt had to come and ask me. She was like, "What did you tell?" And it was so funny. I was like, my mom already knew. She knew 5 years ago when I told her. So
Oh, your mom already knew.
She already
you
knew.
told her.
I had already
I
told my
thought you
mom.
mean like she picked it up herself.
No, but
already
when you
knew.
said that, it was funny, so I just
But,
let it
oh,
go.
yeah,
but yeah, it
okay.
got back to one of my uncles, and my uncle mentioned it to my aunt, and then my cousin, and everything, and then my aunt came to me and asked me.
cares?
That was
They
the big
knew,
story.
though.
I'm like,
They knew. Trust me. They knew.
my aunt, she was shocked. She was like, my cousin
must be
called her
blind.
Peggy Hill.
She must be blind. And she was.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I know, but it's.
she was in denial. I don't think she
I
didn't
don't
know.
know, but yeah, but the thing is, it is about family. Family will get like crazy.
Family is
about it.
crazy.
Family can be worse than.
And
than
I totally agree.
And as a
Yeah.
gay person, that sometimes you have to step outside of your own family and create your own family. You have
Yeah.
to do that for survival.
And that's why I would love for you guys to watch the show Pose, because it actually shows how the kids in New York got along that were gay and transgender, because they did create their own
They
families.
had to.
They didn't have no place else to go. And one of the storylines, the boy got kicked out of his house. And I know people
Right.
who experienced that. They literally, first of all, got their asses beat by their dads or even their moms, and then was told to go find you another place to live because you can't live here. So I was blessed. I would just say that I was blessed that my mom was, she had a little trouble, but
Right.
she got over it eventually.
Of course, because you love your child. Well,
Yes.
a real mother loves their child in the midst of whatever.
You would hope.
I just can't
You
see
would hope.
myself
Yeah.
turning my back on my son because of what he chose or who he chose to love.
Yeah. And
But,
it's-
like, that's his life.
And it's really funny because and that same aunt, she made me understand the importance of legalizing marriage, because it's like, why do you need to legalizing same-sex marriages? And I was like, why? Just you could be together without a paper and stuff. She's like, well, think about this. What if you had a partner, and that partner, you guys built this, big foundation together, bought a house and everything, and then that partner dies, and then you don't have no legal ties to it.
Nothing.
You just stuck, and it goes to the
Family,
court.
right.
So I was like, that does make sense, especially after you've been with this person
Right.
for 25, 50 years or what have you. I was like, you're right. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's a crazy thing, sexuality. But again, I have to say that does not define me. There is so much more to me than my sex.
Right.
My character speaks for itself. I am a good person. I work hard. I pay my bills. I pay my taxes. Let Uncle Sam get his on. And I do right by my family, and I try to do the next best thing, or the right thing every day. I live and breathe that, because I believe in karma. I believe in the universe. What you put out there, you're gonna get back.
That is true.
So, yeah.
That is true.
So you guys want to talk about something else? I'm sorry.
Kim,
I have three things.
Go ahead,
okay.
Kim. I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready today.
I have a couple
Okay,
of things
we-
too. I'm gonna go ahead.
With it being not in March, we're in March, February.
First day of March.
Okay.
Yes, I can't believe it.
Okay, for February was Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
Name one thing you did to celebrate it.
I woke up and I'm black.
And what else did you do?
I woke up. That's a blessing.
It
That's
is.
right.
It is. What did you do, Darius?
Well, it's funny because that was the topic that I wanted to talk about.
Well, I
Black
didn't know
history.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't know
it's
that.
okay. That's fine. But what I did for Black History Month. You guys are gonna laugh. I hope you do at least. So this right here, Wakanda forever. Okay.
Right. I don't know what that. I don't even know what that is.
That's Harriet Tubman.
This is Harriet Tubman.
Right.
You didn't
So-
know who
but
that is?
No, I don't know what the card is.
I'm gonna
it's his
explain.
I know who Harriet Tubman is,
I was about to
but
say.
I don't know what the card is.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that's what I wanted to talk about. So this card is from One United Bank, which is the largest Black bank in the United States.
Never knew that.
So, as you guys may know, there was some talks about putting Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill.
I
It's
did
gonna
remember
happen.
that. You think so?
Not during this administration, but it's
okay.
gonna happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I was gonna say.
So, for Black History Month, what One United Bank did was they decided to put Harriet Tubman on one of their debit cards, and it's a limited edition. So, of course, I don't have an account with them, but as soon as I saw this and heard about it, I was like, I'm going to get one.
Because I want one now.
Girl, you got to get one.
And I like that they have her doing the.
So this is the thing about it. The artist who came up with this, a lot of people were talking about the fact that she looked like she's saying Wakanda forever.
That's what I thought she was saying for real.
But it is it's the universal sign of love in sign language. So I just had to get one. People were hating on it a little bit, but according to the bank, since they brought this card out, their membership has been up. And they brought it out in
That was a
month of-
marketing move.
A good marketing
A good
move.
marketing move.
And one of the reasons that they chose Harriet Tubman is also because of this whole thing with regards to whether or not she's going to go on the $20 bill. So if she don't, she's still going to be somewhere using money. So yes,
Okay.
Wakanda forever.
So what did you do, Kim?
That's
For Black
February is the shortest month, even though we had an extra day to make up for time and
Yeah.
stuff. But I try to celebrate it every day, and I like your answer, even though you're short to the point. I like it. It is what you wake up and you have to embody being black.
right.
But the reason I ask is I feel we should embrace it. I also try to celebrate Kwanzaa. I don't always be out in public and stuff celebrating these things. But we must remember that we are people of color.
I love being black. I love being black.
Some people, but some people in the world make you want to hate who you are. But they do.
exist. They do exist.
They do. They want to make you not feel as though they are better, and that you are still subordinate, and that you are not one of the original, if not the original people of the entire world.
Right.
So the reason I bring up Black history, what I did, I tried to, and this is gonna sound odd, but I tried to get in touch with my Black roots. I'm already very black.
What, you ate some collard greens? With some crackling bread.
Shit, I eat that every week.
Some crackling bread.
That's nothing.
Some
I eat
crackling
that
bread.
every
That's
week.
bomb.
I know how to do
you
that.
You don't eat crackling bread?
Yes,
I used
I
to
know
when I
what
used to
you
eat.
mean.
I said when I used to eat pork, I did.
Yeah.
I know about
But
it.
no, I haven't had it. When I was a little girl growing up, I used to eat it all the time.
My mom was from South Carolina.
Your
and-
mom's from South Carolina?
Absolutely.
What
And,
part?
Aiken.
Oh, okay.
Aiken County.
My mom's from Georgetown.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where my grandmother comes from.
But
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know the reason I brought it up is that I feel that it's important that we embrace our blackness each and every day, not just because of Black History
Right.
Month.
Absolutely.
I mean, I feel we really need to show out during Black History Month. Even though I don't, I'm trying to pay my damn bills. But I feel that embrace it and love yourself, because in this world you're taught that you are subordinate and that you're inferior, and each and every, you can look at any commercial, you can look at just life, that you are a subordinate person. But little do you know that you are kings and queens, as
Right.
people say. And I don't want to sound all cliche,
No, it's
Facebooky.
real.
It's absolute truth.
Yeah.
You and one of my favorite movies, I didn't see it right away, was Black Panther, and I absolutely love Black Panther.
Oh my gosh.
But I love it because
Three times.
because it brings up a point of that we come from our blood is amazing.
I fell asleep.
But we're not treated that way. So that's what I try to. What my point is, as February is over,
Sacrilege. You did not fall asleep on that.
it's good though. It's a very good movie.
I want you. Oh,
It's on Disney Plus.
It's good.
It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, I have
Awesome.
Disney Plus.
you better watch it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, were you gonna?
I was
going
going to close out. And
Oh, go ahead.
No, but go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, I wanted to speak on Black History Month ending. Of course, again, my birthday was on Thursday, the 27th.
And I
Happy
didn't know
birthday.
that. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday. Happy
You
belated
didn't
birthday.
say anything.
I
I got you a balloon from Dollar Tree and leave.
Oh.
It's the thought that
What is
counts.
the thought that
I have
counts?
4 kids. I did not get my income
Girl,
tax check yet.
I would have appreciated it. And you
but
know,
I'm still gonna get it.
girl, it's okay. But the thing is, it's really cool though. I didn't say it. I don't bring it up as much. I have it on Facebook, and of course, I looked on Facebook. Like I said, you guys, I don't really go on Facebook
You
that
don't,
much.
right.
But every time around my birthday, because I do see people posting things, so I'm just like, thank you. And it was just perfect for the podcast was uploaded, and that was like the best gift at the time, or that's the best thing that happened. Because I was
That's why
so
you watched it so many times.
I did. I watched it
He was
a
so
lot of times. I was
excited.
excited to see myself on camera, to hear my voice, and it was it was. What did
How
Kim
am I
do?
stupid?
Because
do?
I'm married to a Capricorn. I see right through you.
And you know what? I don't like that you do, but it's fine that you do.
I've been with a Capricorn for 18 years.
Wow.
So just your silence is enough.
It speaks volumes.
Yes.
Oh.
But go on,
But
go
anyway,
on, go on.
it was a nice birthday gift, I think, to wake up that morning and see that it was up and running.
Right, because you
And
definitely woke us up with a text.
I
Did
sure
you guys look
did.
at the podcast?
I didn't even know.
But,
He texted us.
I know. I
Did
seen
you-
it. That's how it came. It came,
Yeah, I
but I
did
didn't even
agree
know
with that.
before
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I sent it to my best friend today.
Aw. So yes, it was my birthday, and I don't really talk about it. Talk about my birthday. It's an exciting thing to be alive, because one of the things I do remember is one of my classmates. We were born on the same day, and I do think about the fact that he lost his life at 19.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, so it's truly a blessing just to be able to wake up that morning. It's a blessing to wake up every morning.
It is.
But it's okay. It's my 45th birthday, but my 50th.
45th?
45th.
Oh, you
yes.
look good.
Thank you.
I almost
Thank
said
you.
sis. I almost said you look good, sis. You
Thank
look
you.
good, brother.
Thank you.
No,
Thank
pound,
you.
pound.
And of course, my birthday does come in Black History Month.
Awesome.
So one of the things I did want to talk about is the fact that Black History Month was ending, and unfortunately, during Black History Month, we did lose some really good people as well. Well, we lost Nikita Waligwa from the Queen of Catway. She was a young actress. She lost her life to a brain tumor.
I don't know
B.
her.
Smith.
I don't know.
I know who she is.
Girl, I'm about to take your black card.
Who?
B. Smith, she was like a model. She was an author.
She broke
was
ground for women.
Yeah, she did.
She really did.
Don't know her.
I don't really know this
Picture,
guy,
maybe.
but this Pop Smoke rapper lost his life. He was murdered, but
Mhm.
she was like up and coming. Katherine Johnson, the mathematician.
Oh, okay, I didn't know her.
Okay,
Only
good.
because of the movie. Hidden
She and I
Figures.
couldn't hang
Yeah.
out. Math.
And I guess
I
somebody
hate
did
math too.
some joke about she was in her prime because she was like 101. She died at 101, and that's a prime number.
Oh, okay.
Which was a lame joke, but it was kind of funny at the same time. And then, of course, Kobe Bryant did not die in February, but they had his memorial on February 24th. And
That's still unbelievable.
it is.
That's something I don't think America will ever get over. That was
Yeah.
traumatizing.
But you know what I do love out of that? though?
Mhm.
What's that?
I never. This is gonna sound so odd, but I'm so happy to see American whites and people around the world celebrate him for his work.
Yeah.
You don't see that often,
Yeah.
and you've seen it this time. It's sad, but it did my heart well to know that there's good people out there, to see people cry over Kobe.
Yes.
Grown
People
ass
are-
man.
yeah.
You know,
And that did me good. That did my heart.
I remember when he dated Brandy.
I didn't know that until after he died.
Yeah, I remember
Somebody
when he did
said
it.
something
He
about
went with her to the prom.
Right, yeah,
yes.
I seen that. I
And
seen
so
that.
it's amazing to see his growth from the 17-year-old kid that went to play for the LA Lakers to this grown man who has these 4 kids. And he left a legacy, and it was just amazing. And one of the things I wanted to touch on with that is because, of course, everybody knows about the whole Snoop Dogg, Gayle King thing.
Who was Gail? Oh, never mind.
It's all right. It's all right. that you
It's
don't
our
know.
friend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say any names.
But I did actually watch Snoop Dogg go on to the Red Table Talk.
And he apologized, you know that, right?
He did apologize.
He shouldn't have.
I think
No.
you know what.
Stand behind. If you that's how you feel, stand behind it 100%.
He was
Do not go back.
He was
because of
right,
Wholeheartedly.
but what he did, what he apologized for,
calling her a bitch.
pretty much.
But
That's-
she was acting like a bitch in that moment, so she deserved to be called a bitch. You call a bitch
But-
a bitch. She
but the
was
thing
that was a
is-
bitch move.
But the thing is, it's like what he said. I would recommend you watching it because I feel what he's saying. He was emotional at that point, and his mother did raise him better because we have to stop disrespecting ourselves as Black people for
Okay.
one. And that's what he was trying to say is that he was so caught up in his emotions. He lost his grandson. He lost his grandmother. He lost
His grandson?
His grandson
Oh,
died.
wow.
His grandmother died. Somebody else in his family, I think it was his aunt or something. I'm gonna have to look at it again, but he mentioned that. And then on top of that, Kobe Bryant died, who was his good friend. Like they were friends.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he was just caught up in the moment. And he's like, actually, there were some Black men, like high up there, that were calling him and say, "Hey, I'm behind you in what you said, but at the same time, you should have said it in another way, because we don't need to tear down our sisters as well."
But our sisters also
Oh,
need
I
to
was
tear
gonna
down
say-
Black men.
Exactly.
So
But
if
the-
I'm
but
with
the thing-
Onika, like,
Yeah.
why apologize
I
if you
think-
actually feel that
I
way?
think that the problem is it's this clickbait society that we're in with the news. They only took that portion and not ran the whole interview.
You know, she should have never asked the
Other-
question, period. It shouldn't even came up. So I feel like they used her,
I
a
did,
Black
I did
woman,
too.
to
I
ask
did
that
too.
question because I'm sure they have white anchors or whatever, I don't know the position called, white interviewers or whatever,
Anchors,
to
yeah.
ask that question. They chose her. They knew what they were doing. She fell for it.
Mm-hmm.
And to me personally, yes, my mother taught me you respect your elders,
Yeah.
but you also have to be real and you have to be bold. And I think that's what a lot of people lack in the celebrity world.
Mhm.
He meant what the hell he said.
He-
He just somebody probably saying, listen, you're a professional, you shouldn't talk like that.
And that's gonna cost you endorsements.
Right.
But it's
that-
gonna cost you in the future. 'Cause
Right.
they're not gonna
And I
want.
think he
But
really
you know
should
what?
that.
The one thing he said though, he didn't even go to his publicist before he made that apology. They came to him afterwards with like, "Whoa, we didn't know that you were going to do that," because they were trying to do damage control,
Mhm.
of course, because he is a celebrity,
Right.
and that's what he also recognized, the power in his celebrity, because a lot of people backed him up in that and was going against Gayle King. I'm not saying, and please understand, I'm not saying that she's not wrong, because it's a time and a place for everything.
Right.
But you have to express yourself, and just like that guy the other day called me a faggot. There's a time and a place.
No, there's never a
It's-
time to call nobody a faggot.
It's never a time, but it's
It's
not how
different,
you
though.
it's how you react to what took place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I said I'm not there yet.
Yeah,
So I feel
yeah.
what you're saying. But Gail was disrespectful.
Yeah, and
to
it's
not
like,
just
and that's
him,
the one
but his
thing.
wife and his children.
And that's
that
what he
can
was saying.
Hear this stuff
While they're trying to
and see
heal,
it.
that's something that they shouldn't have been discussing.
Dealing
because,
with, right.
First of all, Kobe is a
And weren't the
super-
charges dropped?
Oh yeah, they were.
So
Kobe was a superhero to a lot of people, and especially Black men in this culture, and some white men too.
Hispanic
But
as
to have a minority such as himself to do the things that he did, and he has grown into a full-grown man,
Mhm.
taking care of his family.
I would say he's a great father.
He was, and that little blip. I mean, that happened so long ago, and
Mhm.
the charges were dropped, and he paid out of court or whatever. I'm not don't know the full details, but that was one of the things that he was saying, and it made me think about the fact that it does appear sometimes that Black people are targeted, because it creates a distraction for other things that are really going on.
And people buy into that bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah, it ain't time.
But she should have just shut the fuck up.
No,
She want to be so
right.
real. She need to
Yeah.
come out
Right.
now.
Right.
We're gonna have a
The
discussion about
closet.
that too. We're gonna have a discussion about that. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base on some of the people that we lost during Black History Month who did made history for us
Right.
as well.
I'm gonna do better because I didn't do.
It's okay.
Maybe next year I'll host a parade or something.
That's right.
I'm serious.
Kim, did you wanted to close that, right? Or
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Because I wanted to move on. Coronavirus. What are y'all working on for coronavirus? This shit real. This shit ain't nothing to play
I'm
with.
covered in prayer.
It's need more than prayer.
No, what's
Because
meant to-
I'm asking y'all what
I
are y'all
live-
doing for
I
coronavirus.
live
Because I'm about to
by-
tell you what the hell I'm doing for coronavirus. And I'm going to take you
by
there when
what's
I tell
meant-
you what the hell I'm doing for coronavirus.
What's
it's-
meant
it's-
is gonna be.
Yeah.
I live by that. I don't feel like I can dodge it or whatever. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. But I am keeping my hands washed.
How
have my
often?
antibacterial.
How often?
All day. Every time I touch something, which I'm like that anyways. I don't like to touch too many doorknobs. Even when I just came out the bathroom, I use this. But I mean, if it's whatever, I think it's another distraction.
Do you?
Yes.
I
Next thing
don't.
I know, it's gonna be a news flash that.
Yeah.
Trump hair grew back or something. I don't know. It's a distraction.
So the thing is, with the coronavirus, I've always been, I'm not a germaphobe, but I don't like to use the hand sanitizer. I truly like to use soap and water.
But they do say antibacterial, like clean even the good bacteria or something.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't use it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And also
So-
clean under your nails. A lot of people don't do that. Watch
Yeah,
that. Oh, my hand's
yeah.
clean. You ain't,
But,
gotta get on
and also the mask is not as effective as people like to think it is.
I can't believe because it's ways to get.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
then what about something? Wasn't it something this year? Either last year? No, it was last year. It was something that was going around.
Ebola.
Was it Ebola?
I'm thinking it was.
And then it just disappeared. I think this is.
It didn't
another
disappear.
thing.
Ebola's still around.
Yeah.
But it's not as like.
Ebola, I mean, you have
And
to
then
really
MRSA, and then
be-
there was another thing that was going on, swine flu.
Staph infections.
Yeah.
All kind of
I think
shit.
it's another thing with this.
I have one of those. Oh, never mind. We won't talk about that.
Some people think it's man-made. That coronavirus is
I can
man-made.
believe that. I think
A
the
lot
zombie
of
thing
people,
might happen
yeah.
forever.
I've heard that there's something, and I like to research. I like to read. One of the things, it's real funny, real sidebar. A lot of these stories. That's also why, like with Facebook and stuff, like some of these stories come across. I read them and then I go fact check them because a lot of times they're not really real. But I have heard that with regards to these diseases are generated, or viruses are generated in a lab, and they're used for chemical warfare, and then they get leaked by somehow, and then all of a sudden it's there. But if you look on your Lysol bottle or any type of wipes, it's on there. You'll
Already.
see it takes away the coronavirus. So the best thing to do is disinfect, wash your hands,
Right.
don't touch your face.
Right.
If anything, if you
What are the symptoms again? We need to let people know. They might not know.
The flu.
yeah,
Oh,
they're like flu-like
symptoms?
symptoms. Yeah,
Oh.
so it's really hard to tell, but it's like it can start off as like a common cold, and then it turns into something worse. But it turns into like.
Has anyone died from it?
Yes, in America.
How many, did we have our first case?
Yes.
Or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
in
Oh,
Washington.
wow. So how are you preparing?
That's when I was waiting on Darius to say how
Darius
he.
washing his hands.
Oh, I wash my hands all
That's
the time.
it?
And
That's
then
all
see-
you doing?
Well, see, the thing is,
Is
I
it
also.
sexually?
No. Well, if you with a person that's got it, yes.
Really?
Well, it's not that it's that
So
they
it's
can
not
be sick.
viral?
They can be sick, and you laying up with their ass, and they got the coronavirus.
But they can't pass it through their
No, it's
semen
not
inside of
semen.
it.
It's not that way. But you laying up,
Right.
sweating, they
But see, I don't
sweating
lay
all
up.
over you and shit like that, and yet you gonna just lay with them and catch the coronavirus. There's nobody in the fucking world that I love that much, including even if I had a husband that I am going to lay in bed and catch corona. I love you so much, I'm gonna catch the fucking
And Robert been
coronavirus.
coughing.
Oh, we gotta die together because we was like born together. I love you so much. I don't love no fucking body that much.
So
I'm
what are you
sorry,
gonna
but
do?
God, thank you, Jesus. And Jesus don't have coronavirus. What am I doing? I'm buying spray bottles, water, half water, sterilized water,
Is it in your truck
and
right now?
bleach.
Did you spray it?
I don't have the coronavirus in my truck.
No,
while you
I
talk.
said your spray bottle.
Yes, you know that everything else is in there. But I'm spraying motherfuckers right in their face.
That was you.
I know, I don't give a shit.
Hey,
Because
Bill.
my
Hey,
fucking shit runs.
hey.
So we don't have to stop. We don't have to start with that bullshit. And we talked about this previously. We don't have to even talk about that bullshit right
I
there.
didn't even say
But
it.
it's
I was
but I'm
saying
fine
just
though.
spray the
I'm
door.
comfortable with my shit because I paid a fucking bill on that truck.
Right.
Now, getting back to coronavirus, because we're talking about coronavirus,
Yes.
sterilized water, and Clorox fucking bleach, because I don't trust all them
Lysol.
name brands. I don't trust that shit.
you
Half
trust
and
the door
half.
when you
And
walk
you know what?
in?
I
Oh,
will
you do
spray
that
you.
bad with
I
you.
will spray you in your fucking face if you even come close to me to try to sneeze on me or be comfortable with me. I got fucking Clorox.
Is that what's
and
in your bag?
Don't worry about what's in my motherfucking bag over here. I'm ready to fight coronavirus. I'm telling you, I'm taking that shit on the fucking road. It's with me. I ain't trying to hurt nobody, but I'm
Yeah,
just
you
telling
work with
you.
the public.
So if I got it in my truck, I got it. If I got it in my pocket right now, I got it.
You
Don't
work with the
worry, don't
public.
worry. That's why I brought corona up. I don't want
Are you
nobody to
wearing
get
a mask
sick.
to work?
Hell no, I don't need
But
to.
I'm saying you work with
I
the
don't need
public.
to. And I do, and I thought about that. And
I'm
that's why I
serious.
brought it up. That's why I brought coronavirus
But
up.
are you gonna wear a mask to work?
No, I'm not. But
you come
I
out
am
of
going to
blood.
monitor myself being around people because I do already.
Are you
like
throwing
watch-
shade? Are you trying to say one of us have coronavirus?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you don't know who has it
That's
and who
true.
doesn't.
And I was
Yeah.
coughing last week.
So I'm not just gonna go and try to pick up dudes at damn Lee Memorial Hospital, fucking trauma center, and coronavirus might be in that bitch. I'm not gonna do that.
Well, what
I'm
about
not
the
gonna
dude-
hang out.
what
You
about
know
the
what?
dude that rolled
You
up
know
on the
what?
bike?
If you really fucking get real, I try to eat Chinese food every fucking week.
Chinese
One day,
food?
Chinese food every week.
That's
and I love where I go in
rats.
Fort Myers. I don't want to
Rats.
mention their name.
Rats.
I go there
Rats.
every week.
Cut
But
up
guess
rats.
who didn't go there this past
You.
fucking week? Because of fucking coronavirus.
Oh, it's from China.
Are you serious?
No, it's just I'm trying to say myself, and I'm not saying because people say, "Oh, he hates Chinese food. He being fucking racist at Chinese people." No, I'm not being racist at Chinese
Not
people.
when you support
I'm
them every
trying
week.
to take care of Ronnie Kim Newsom. That's
Right.
who the fuck I'm trying to take care of. Between that and God.
I don't
Now I
like
believe
Chinese
you.
food like that.
I believe you
It's
when you
rats.
say. I believe you when you say, "God, shower yourself
Yeah,
down." Because
come
I
on,
believe that.
come on.
Onika, I do believe that. The blood of Jesus. I believe that. But at the same time, God said, "Don't be no fucking fool though either. Don't be no fool.
I
Don't be
think
no
he said
fool."
don't be no fucking fool.
Well, I said it.
Don't
Well,
lie
take
on
that
God.
out there,
Don't
edit
lie
that
on
shit.
God.
I don't
Don't
care.
lie on
But I'm
God.
just saying, no, it's hitting me because I think people taking it for a joke.
No, I am
People
one
are
of those
taking it
people.
lightly. I done already
And
started. I got bleach upon bleach, gallons of damn bleach at my damn house because that's how I roll. And I'm not trying to be too funny. I'm just, y'all think I'm joking and y'all say it's funny.
Where
I
is your
am
spray?
serious.
What's in that
I
bag?
am sitting. Don't worry about what's in this
I
damn bag
believe
right
it.
here.
I-
I have it
I-
already. Y'all damn water. Shit,
you know,
I be the
yeah.
last motherfucker on earth living at 55 years old because I ain't playing with nothing like that.
So y'all really think it's real?
Yes, I think it's bigger than what people is assuming it
We only
is.
have one case.
In the United States that die, but there's other countries that are it's
Have more than
spread,
that.
So, and then of course in China it's so big, like it's real. It's real. The best thing I can say is take
Wash your
precautions.
right.
Wash your
What we
hands.
do
Clean
now
underneath your
already.
nails. Clean underneath
Yeah.
your nails too.
It's nothing
That's a
but
part of it.
nails.
But I ain't wearing no mask. I don't feel I have to wear a mask. But if I
That's
hear
fine.
somebody like, I'm done. I'm out of there. I'm out of there. I'm looking at them sideways. And I know I'm not the right. You come, he's all chronic and everything about that. He's all strange about it. I'm not strange about it. I want to fucking live. I want to live.
You know what? I want to live too, so I completely get it.
I don't get it.
So another thing I wanted to talk about here in Florida, because I thought it was really funny to me. I was at home watching the news.
I never watched the news.
I don't. I normally don't.
I do.
But
It's depressing.
I happened to come home,
All the time.
and it was on, and Franz Belderin.
Who knows that?
That is the hospital worker that was accused of sucking a patient's
Oh, I don't
toes.
think that's. I don't think.
I'm showing that to you. That was my last thing. Read the top one. I just wanted you to
Great
see
minds
it.
think alike.
No, but I just wanted you to see it because that was my last thing.
Yeah.
But go on.
Are y'all in sync?
No. And we don't talk. We don't
We
really
don't
talk.
talk.
So
Yeah.
I think
Until
this
we
is so
we get here. Yeah.
I didn't want to mention it. I didn't want to mention his name.
You think
but
it's real?
Oh, yes.
You think he did it for real?
You think he did it for
Perhaps.
real?
I don't think he did it.
So
Well, what happened then?
okay. So,
I think what happened was
Who licked on this person's toes?
So apparently, what had happened with Mr. Franz Belderon, a patient claimed that she felt her toes were being felt, and she assumed that it was the nurse. Then a second time it happened, and then on the third time she felt that her toes were wet in between. And so when
It
she
could've
looked
been.
up, she saw him at the foot of her bed. And so she, of course, she reported it to the nurse and
she
said
didn't
that
scream. She saw a strange black man that looked very, very suspect standing over her in the hospital bed, and she didn't scream.
She said he was kneeling down at the foot of her bed, and she thinks that he was sucking on her toes because they were wet.
And who did she report it to?
She reported it to the nurse.
And she didn't scream.
She
Imagine you sick, laying in the hospital bed,
Listen.
and you wake up to a stranger in your room.
Well, if it was me, I'd be like, keep it going,
Right,
okay?
right.
But
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 come
most
on,
definitely.
man.
So that
I'm
is-
scared, so I know I would have screamed.
I would have been like, what? You know, honestly.
Yeah, something.
And, you know what? I would have jumped a little bit, but if it felt good, I would have said, keep on going.
Right.
But
Or you missed the spot.
yes. Make sure you get the bed, get the whole foot. If you can put all 4 toes in your mouth, hey, we
Right.
married, okay? But that led me to I want to talk about a little bit about fetish. The same for the kids. But the funny thing is, I also watched the report where he admitted that he was trying to get his phone. He said he dropped his phone, and that's what he was trying to get. He did not. He brushed against.
So he does work there?
He works there. He is a sitter. That's his job to like check in on patients.
So he had a right to be in her room.
He had a right to be in her room.
But she had never saw him before.
She had never saw him before.
And she didn't
That's
scream.
well, I don't know that. I don't know if she's never saw him before, but she's saying that when she
He
saw
didn't
him.
do it.
You don't think so?
Tell the family to call me. I represent them.
Oh. But that was the thing. It was
didn't
like
do it.
he
He's not
said
gonna-
that.
come on,
he's
man.
like,
You're gonna
he's
scream.
He's lost his job, and he's lost his. It's causing him. It's messing up his reputation as well,
Aw.
and now it's costing him money because he has to go to court to fight this. Because he said that it wasn't what it seemed. He's like I get it because it's a dark man in a dark room. And he was like, I was
And
just
all
trying
the
to get
patients
my phone.
that's in the hospital, he just chose to suck her toes.
Suck on her toes. And he was like, she's older. And then I did see that a couple of people commented the fact that, how, old people are, they're senile and stuff like that.
That could
It's
be.
very well possible that
Right.
he was trying to get his phone. And
He gonna beat the case.
I hope that
I'm
he
defending him.
does.
If not, Hey Honey is hiring because I did quit again. So Hey Honey will be hiring if he's in need of a job.
He's like 23 years old. And
That's
he's-
crazy.
And the funny thing is, he's been there for 4 years, never gotten in trouble.
Come on.
And
You think this man
all
gonna
of a
lose
sudden-
risk his job and how he provides for his family, assuming he has kids,
And that's what
to
he
suck
was
on this
saying.
old lady toes?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not that type of dude. He's like, I'm not. He's like, I
And a lot of men don't even like feet.
A lot of men do.
They do. A lot of men do.
Because
but a lot of men don't even like
I'm waiting on y'all to finish it right
That
out. Now, I don't know how
man-
much time we got left, but I'm just letting,
He
we
didn't
got to
like
understand
7 more
fetish, though.
minutes,
I'm
but-
not,
He
but
didn't
see,
do
by
it.
me talking
He
about
didn't do
fetish,
it.
I'm not saying that he did or did not do
But
it.
you have
But
fetish.
fetish, if you know about fetish and how fetish run,
He did it.
I did not say he did it or that he did not do it because I'm not going to say that because I wasn't there and I know how
That's
you
true.
can be blamed for something that you did not do and I get all that. But you also got to understand fetish and how fetish runs. And everybody has their one thing, their one kink, at least one. Some people have 7, I have like 1,000. But fetish will make a person do things that they normally would not do. It would make them step outside of their box to get exactly what they want.
So if he has this fetish, you think it would have took him 4 years to do it?
No, I'm not saying, again, we're concentrating on this particular story. We brought it up, and I was going to bring it up.
Right.
But I'm not trying to condemn him to hell, or I'm not trying to say whatever, because I want to talk about fetish and people and what some people do, if we have the time, what people do to get to where they're trying to get to. A lot of people that's got strange fetishes, they or something that's out of the normal, they're not just outright gonna tell you. They're not gonna walk around with a t-shirt and say, hey, I like to eat ass,
Right.
unclean ass. They're not gonna do that. Have a shirt, I eat ass, I wanna eat your booty. They're not gonna do that.
But everybody
But
does.
not everybody.
Every man does
Does what?
eat ass.
No.
That's a lie.
No, I
Every man
don't.
eat ass.
Now, I've thought about it,
So
but
you
I've
telling
never
me
done
you
it.
never ate ass?
No.
Well, okay.
You know why?
that's-
Because I'm
you
from a
never ate
different
another man,
generation.
you never ate another. Well, I'm gonna say straight men.
But the millennials are doing
Are you,
it.
Straight
saying, are you
man.
saying the straight men are eating ass? out
Yes, that's a recommendation. That is a requirement. You will not be hired unless you eat
there?
ass.
Hold on, let me make sure I understand you correctly.
You understand?
Are you saying like the anus?
I'm saying my ass, my
Okay, when you
whole
say-
ass in their mouth, suck, lick, blow, put a finger in there, a bullet in there, your thumb, beads, all that
Yeah,
in my
that's
ass.
Cleopatra started that. The bees.
I'm not gonna
She
date a
started
man
that.
if they don't eat ass.
Are you saying bees like?
She
Ain't no
she
bees.
is known to have the first vibrator. It was bees inside of her too.
Yeah, that's right. I think I
She
I
get
didn't know
Cleo,
that.
yeah, she was a freak.
I knew she was mine.
But hey, Africa, Black history. But yeah, it was Cleopatra. She's known to do that.
They really did
To
not
have
look like
done that.
Elizabeth Taylor as they portrayed her.
Right,
She
and
was
that's
very
what-
good
and
at
Oh, they
it.
didn't
Right.
like. They
Yeah.
didn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
It
a
was
black
beef.
person.
Yeah. It's okay.
So you didn't know that.
Yeah.
That
Do
straight
your
men out
research.
here
I always
eating ass.
believe do your research. And
No,
you'll
I'm
see.
saying he didn't know that the straight men out here eating ass.
The millennials are.
I
The
have.
millennials
I've
are.
seen certain things that were saying about it, and it's like I honestly thought it was more of a homosexual thing.
Man, y'all can't have everything. No, I'm here representing the straight women. We are out here getting our ass ate.
I believe it.
I'm telling you.
I believe it.
It's a fact.
So it's like when what's her name? Jenny Aiko was talking about eat the booty like groceries.
This is a real thing. It's happening.
Eat them groceries, honey.
Yes. But
I
y'all
also,
don't eat ass.
but I also think it's generational though.
It must be.
So
it must
y'all
be.
don't eat ass?
No,
No.
no.
Mm-mm.
I've been invited to do it, but I don't do it because I just
So you
I
never
don't
had
care
your
how
ass
clean,
ate?
including my Clorox
Say
and wine,
that.
including my Clorox. I don't do it.
So you know, it's amazing.
I ate. Man, I gotta remember that people. I have family and friends
Oh,
watching.
please. Kim, you never had your ass
No,
ate?
but it's been offered, but I don't want to do
It's
that.
amazing.
And I've been invited to do it, and I don't do that.
But
No,
you
you know why I don't
denied
do
it?
it? I don't do it because I know what come out of there.
So you saying
And
you don't
I
let
know
nobody
what
do it
come
to
out
you
of-
because you're not going to do it to
And
them.
I don't care, and we've talked about this too before. I don't do it because there's products out there, but the way the anus is built, I don't think there's not enough cleaning in the world. Not even my sterilized water and bleach
The bleach-
mixture. I don't
just
even
spread
think that will
cheeks
do
and
it.
spread
But I
some of
don't.
that
And you know, I just can't
You're
see
going to be
it.
on fire
I can't
with
see
that
it.
bleach spray.
Right, I can't see it.
Really?
No.
Oh, it's amazing.
Well, no, maybe I get
you
one
are
of them.
missing. It's amazing.
Maybe I get one of them tongue. Maybe I get one of them tongue things at the store. One of them tongue things and then try it out that way.
Oh,
but
you're
I
not
ain't.
gonna get it from the store. You're gonna get it from Kinky.
All right, there you go.
Which I want to announce that Kinky's has recently linked with Sacred Throne and Celebrity Wax, and we are opening 3 Queens Studio. We got our keys today. I'm so
Oh,
excited.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
And we're gonna have our grand opening in April. So
Okay. Okay.
stay tuned.
Congratulations.
I'll
I'll
be
be
there. I'll be
Thank
there.
you.
And oh my gosh, my nephew goes. I asked my nephew to watch the video. Remember, I got twin nephews that are 19,
Right.
so I asked him to watch the video. And remember, you mentioned about the cock ring.
Yes.
And he was like, "So, Uncle, did you order your cock ring?" I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "No, I did not, but
I am.
I'm ordering something else, actually."
You haven't lived until you got your ass ate.
You know, I feel I'm okay. I'll be okay.
Quiet.
What? No, I actually feel I'm okay.
I am.
Darius is a living witness. He doesn't want to say anything. But it's amazing. Kim, I need you to experience
We'll talk after the
this.
show.
I need you to be on. I need you to experience this once in a lifetime.
See,
Next time they ask you to say yes.
I feel if I allow it to happen,
Right.
then they would want that in return, and I'm not.
Let them eat it first and then play dead.
No, I'm not gonna do that. That's not fair.
Life isn't fair.
But that's not
Life
fair.
isn't
I'm not gonna do
fair.
that. I'm not gonna do that.
I remember I used to be so childish like that, and I used to be like, "Oh my God, ew, I'm never gonna suck dick. That is so disgusting."
This is the funny thing. But this is the funny thing. There is about 2 people.
Don't tell me you only suck 2 dicks in your life.
No, you know better than that. Shit. I'm holding both of y'all combined. Are you kidding? Yeah, come on.
So you'll suck some dick, but you ain't know that.
But this is the thing. I have fantasized about doing it,
So do it.
but there's only 2 people right now.
Call them. Tell them to meet
I ain't
you.
calling
When
them.
this coronavirus
I'm
going
not
on, you
calling
never know what
them.
life
But I'm not
gonna
calling.
lead
Did
y'all.
I not just say, I'm not doing it?
Right.
Now,
You
now,
only
how
have
about
one life
this?
to live.
Yeah, but I'm
You only have one life to live.
But if
good,
he
though.
sticks his dick in an ass and you suck his dick, it's the same thing.
I get that, but I ain't doing that.
Oh my gosh, poor you.
And I don't do that either. And I don't do that either.
You
Nah.
don't suck dick?
So,
Oh, you
No,
don't suck dick
I
after?
ain't doing that. I'm not
Alright.
doing that.
So we are out of time.
Oh, wait a whole hour ago. I can't believe it.
So we
Where
are.
did the time
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Are you high?
I am high.
I am high.
You
I'm
better
warm. I'm warm too.
I'm not.
So
I think I was getting turned on a little bit.
Not really. Not really.
You had a flashback. Let me call him. Little assy.
Remember, I have family members
Oh,
and friends who are
please.
watching. Anyway,
So our time has ended.
our
Oh my God.
Our-
Our time has ended.
Okay, so this was a good show. This was a good show. Poor Eugene over there. He's got- So, of course, do we have any closing remarks? I have a couple of them. Oh, you want to start? You can go ahead.
Bow our heads. Live life. Get your ass ate.
Okay. Now I got one. Now I got one.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, okay.
No, I'd rather you.
Go.
You go ahead.
Oh, he
With
must,
your
he
closing.
must really gonna give us something.
I am.
Oh, I can't wait.
It'll give me time to work it out. What words I want to use.
I can't
What I may be doing at every show, I'm just going to leave like 2 good quotes that I've found throughout the week that kind of apply. So one of the things is, if everything was perfect, you would never learn and you would never grow.
So many. What is it? Ayala?
No, actually, that was from Beyonce.
No, I'm saying
Oh.
you're giving me Ayala. What's her name?
Vibes.
Vibes. Yeah.
And the other thing is, I thought this sentence was really cute too. Sometimes we motivate ourselves by thinking of what we want to become, and sometimes we motivate ourselves by thinking about who we don't ever want to be again. So that's it. A little bit of motivation.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
All right, now
You know how I want to close?
how you
ready?
ready, Kim? Oh Jesus.
Eat ass, you nasty motherfuckers.
Oh my gosh.
You nasty
Thank you,
bitches.
everyone.
And whores.
See you guys
See you
soon.
Jezebels. Tramps.
I'll get my ass
Streetwalkers.
ate.
Nasty bitches.
That's why I get it waxed. I get it waxed so it's clean, and I can just bend over, and he go to work.
Wow. Is he okay with you saying that?
That's my husband.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So,
I mean,
are we still being recorded?
Yeah.
Oh!